Today we're going to be filming a cycling test using the Insta360 Go 2 mini action camera. Let's go. Today's entire video will be filmed using the Insta360 Go 2, which is a tiny little action camera. It's a fraction of the size of a normal GoPro action camera. And this is my second test ride video. If you want to see my first demo video, I'll link that video up above. But today's video will be entirely using this camera. And right now, I've got it attached to my cycling cap. So there's a really cool little clip that you can use, put it on your cycling cap, and it's magnetized, so you don't need to deal with any bolts or anything. And today, we're cycling in Nagoya, Japan. This is a nice little place called Aichi Ike, or Aichi Pond, and they've got a nice little walking cycling path. So you can see we're in the shade right now, and we've got some sunlight, and we've got some beautiful lake views. So I think this will be a good test for the camera today. So I've normally always filmed my cycling videos using the GoPro and the chest mount, but the disadvantage with the chest mount is it's really bulky. You have to deal with all these different straps, and it kind of weighs you down. It gets kind of hot in the summer, and you don't have control of direction. So I never really liked the helmet mounts though, because the helmet mounts are really heavy. It weighs down your head a lot, puts a lot of pressure on your neck, and I didn't like the angle. It's above the helmet. But I really like this mount because it's more eye level. It's at the cap visor section, so it's not above the helmet. It's still a decent aerial view, not too bad. And this thing has amazing stabilization considering the size. And I think the low light performance, so right now we're in complete shade, is still pretty good. And once we change from the low light into a bright area, we still get a really nice view. So I've been really impressed with this camera. The major downsides being though that it is really small, so the battery life and the internal storage isn't that great. But those are sacrifices that you have to make. This camera isn't intended to be a long time filming camera, only meant to capture short little moments. So if you're filming like a 5-minute video here, 30-second video there, you can get a decent amount of footage filming that way. But if you want to film like 30 minutes continuously, unfortunately, this camera doesn't seem to be capable of doing that. Despite those downsides though, there are some really cool things with this camera. For example, this carrying case, which is also the battery pack, so you can store it in here. And there's a remote control, so I can turn on and off the video here. And I really like that feature. So that helps give you a little bit more battery life with this camera. Let's take a quick look over here at the lake. So this is Aichi Ike. Actually, Ike means pond in Japanese, so this is more of a pond, but it's kind of like a lake, you can see here. Pretty nice cycling path, running path we have going around here, and beautiful sunny day. So everything is magnetized. This case just folds up like this. And right now I have the camera attached in the cap mount, but I can just grab it directly with my hand, flip it around, there we go. I don't have to deal with any annoying mounts, any straps, any screws, anything like that. I can just grab the camera, point it exactly where I want it to go to. So I'm holding it in my hand right now, and it has horizon lock, so I'm rotating it in my hand right now, and you should barely notice any difference. So I'm just spinning the camera around like crazy, and it should look completely solid where you're looking in the lake right now. We are on the road bike today. I've got my solid tires on. This is Suika-chan, and let's do a little bit of off-roading here. It's a beautiful season here in Japan right now, and there should be some flowers blooming. I think we should be able to see them today, so let's do a little bit of off-roading here. And it is a crazy windy day today, so let's do an audio test on the mic. This is not the natural audio of this camera. I'm using an external microphone, so let's turn that off right now, and you can hear the natural audio from the camera. I think it's pretty decent, but today is a really windy day, so it might sound worse than normal. Just depends on how much wind you're dealing with. This is the dock where they let out all the rowing boats, by the way. I think they must all be out right now. So we're still using the native camera audio. How does it sound? We're rolling over some gravel. Here we go. These are the flowers. And let's switch back to the separate external mic. So which one sounds better? All right. So I just love this. I can be completely hands-free. I don't have to deal with this annoying strap, and I can just take the camera off. Now I'm holding it, and let's take a closer look at some of these flowers. So these are really beautiful this time of year. End of May, early June. These are called ajisai. I think hydrangea or something like that in English. But let's check this out. Unfortunately, my wife couldn't come with me today. She came with me when we did this ride last year. Yeah, just check out the secret little garden here. Let's get more in the shade. How does it look back here? And let's check out the focus on this camera. So we're getting really close, a little too close maybe. So maybe we should get some good focus there. The other unfortunate thing with this camera is you don't get a live preview unless you connect it to your phone. So we could connect this to our phone, but I don't like doing that because it just drains the battery more. And I assume the angle is really wide. You can actually adjust this in post. So this actually is like half of a 360 camera. So it gets a whole 180 kind of degrees. And you can adjust this a little bit in post, like an extra 10 degrees or so. So if you don't have the right angle, you can adjust it later in the software, which is really cool. These flowers are also really cool. They come in different colors, blue, pink, like purple, and depending on the nutrients in the soil, I think that's how it changes. Anyway, really beautiful area here. And we got to get a screenshot maybe for the video. There we go. And oh man, the sun is just baking on us today. Let's do a quick little running test. Here we go. How does that look, guys? The cyclist running in spandex. And let's go back and get my bike. And this is with the backlighting. So with action cameras, they're really sensitive with the light, and they always look good in direct sunlight. But when you got backlighting like this, it usually doesn't look too great, but this camera processes it pretty well. With the backlighting, the sun directly behind me, should look really good, really solid. And let's continue on with our ride. Yeah, just the freedom of being able to get these hand-free shots and switching to hand holding the camera, not having to deal with anything, is just a huge lifesaver for filming videos like I do here on this channel. Right now I've switched to a different mount. This is the necklace magnetic mount. So it's as the name sounds, it's a magnetic necklace and you can just pop it on there. So right now I'm hands-free. I'm riding like this, but if I want to grab the camera, I can pop it off. There we go. I get a nice selfie view. So that's my absolute favorite feature of this camera, and having complete control of the different angles. You can see there's the shed where they have all the different rowing boats over there. And normally when I'm on the chest mount, I can't get that angle. So I just love that feature about this camera, is just being able to point the camera where I want to point it to. I normally don't like showing my face too much on the channel, but this allows me to do that in the case that I do want to show my face. All right, here we go. We got a nice view of the whole lake from right here. And this is a cool little stretch along the view. You can see how high we are down below. Unfortunately, unlike many modern action cameras, this does not film in 4K. It only films in high definition. So we're not gonna get the super crisp details on things that are really far away, but I think it does a really good job for things that are nearby and in focus. And oh, there we go. We got some people rowing. So let's try zooming in on them. Can we get a nice clear view on them? I don't have too much high expectations for this, but it is nice being able to change the direction with the camera angle. One last thing before we sign out though, I want to show just the versatility of this camera. So I can just hold it down here by the wheel and get these really creative close shots. It's only, I think, like 26 grams or 27 grams. So you don't even notice it. You don't notice any weight. And it's just really easy, nice to work with. All right, I think we're about to sign off here, but one last cool feature I wanted to show with this is if there's anything metal here, you can see that this camera is magnetic and it will just stick to anything. So I can just pop the camera there and I can get a nice little shot of myself using the camera from far away and don't let the bike fall over. And I can control everything with this remote control, so I can start the video, stop the video. And yeah, this camera is just really awesome, really versatile, and really cool to work with. Anyway, I think that is going to sum up today's video for our second test using the Insta360 Go 2. If you want to see some more test videos using this camera, let us know down below in the comments what you'd like to see, and we'll try and continue to make some more comparison videos. I think in the next video, we'll be comparing our GoPro action camera to this camera in some side-by-side shots. So that'll be a fun video coming up. Anyway, thanks as always for watching, guys. Especially a big thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon. And we'll see you next time here on Two Wheel Cruise.